Minister.
I wanted to ask, just before we wrap up the conversation about the referendum, because it is such a topic of discussion at the moment, what is your position and your view on dual citizenship and holding such and being in the a member of parliament?
Let me say this as a kind of precursor to answering you. I've tried not to say too much on the constitutional reform issues because there is a strategy to literally take all my statements and turn them into political fodder. And I didn't want anything that I said to be used as an excuse not to proceed, because we got the sense that people were looking for excuses not to proceed with the constitutional reform. So I deliberately, totally stayed away from it. So even though I am going to be very careful and guarded, limited in any statement that I make on this matter of the dual citizenship, except what I've already said, which I was very clear in statements made when I was leader of government business in the parliament over a decade ago, that I believe that the Jamaican diaspora is much bigger than our Commonwealth, and that the Jamaican Commonwealth is our diaspora wherever they are, and that we should allow persons with Jamaican citizenship to be able to serve Jamaicans in our parliament politically. So for me, it doesn't matter what other citizenship you have, once you swear allegiance, being a Jamaican citizen, to Jamaica. That would be my stated position. The other thing I would say is that to be the ultimate leader of a country, to be the ultimate executive leader of the country, you should have no other citizenship. There should be no question by your citizens that you lead, that you have somehow split loyalties, that you have a parachute should in case anything go wrong, that you may not be subject to the full force of the laws of the country that you serve because you are a citizen of another country. You could always find a way out. So, and I think that is important. I think in the minds of every Jamaican, the question would be, is the leader of your country fully, wholly and solely committed to your best interest, and there is no other loyalty or interest drawing on the decisions that they make. So I think if you allow that, in other words, if you allow the leader of the country, in whatever position that leader is, to have another loyalty, then every decision that that leader makes will be open for question. So it is an untenable situation. And if you intend to become leader of the country, in whether as prime minister or any top leadership, or leader of the opposition, or to head the parliament or whatever it is, you really should divest yourself of any other loyalty that you may have. So am I taking that to mean then that, for instance, your party, I've seen members of your party over the past weekend calling for opposition leader Mark Golding to declare whether or not he is a UK citizen. You are saying then that if he is, then his position is untenable. So for two things. We believe that we must find a way to include our diaspora, our Jamaicans. So once you are a Jamaican, you have Jamaican citizenship, we believe you should be entitled to enter our parliament and serve. Right. However, having entered the parliament, if it is that you intend to become the ultimate decision maker, then you must divest yourself of any other loyalty, even if it is not required legally. Because in the minds of the Jamaican people, or any country, they're going to want to know that their ultimate decision maker is only making decisions based upon a single, transparent, loyalty and allegiance
And
to
that's
them.
you're in it with us. You
Yes.
can't escape. You are in what we are in.
Yes.
And so more pointedly to my question then, that in relation to your opposition counterpart, that you're saying that his position would be untenable.
I think anyone in that position would be untenable, and not just that, I think it would be incurable. In other words, having gone ahead to say, I want to lead the country ultimately, and not having taken that step before, you can't cure it afterwards, because already the question is, then why didn't you do this before? Why did you carry us along and not declare this to us?
On the back of you mentioning
So it's not just untenable, it's incurable.
Mentioning incurable, there are a lot of people who are of the perspective that there is an issue that we are having socially among our youth that feels